Good morning, starshine.
Welcome to the real world. Whoa! Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with free air. There's no second best, okay?
GM. Tuesday, trade of the day. Let's go. So, looking at BTC, first of all, it's moving up quite nicely. As you can see, price from the lows has been setting consolidations in this capitulation and then moving up, building value higher, moving up. Now we have a false breakout and a potential fall back into range, which could lead to a move back down. So a couple of levels I'm watching, or a couple of areas. First is Monday's value area. So this is Monday's, or Monday's volume profile, so we would call it, which is the big one here, covering all of that. So right now we're just right back at the value area high of that, trying to flip it. Then you've got the New York session from yesterday. So Monday's NY session from New York open to the close, which is in here. Again, a nice strong session where we had a rally up and the majority of the volume is distributed towards the top end. Same as Monday's. Monday's point of control is up near the top end. And then we have what we see today. Tuesday so far since the open is here. So this is Tuesday, and obviously this one's developing, so I'll move this along. Tuesday, volume profile. And for Tuesday, we started off by moving above the highs, distributing some volume up there and dropping back down. So if it's going to reject, it's obviously going to reject off here, maybe off the point of control, and then it's going to go lower. And if it does that and we fall back into the value area from Monday, that's when you can see us moving to maybe the session lows, which is around 52.7, 52.8, or down to 51.3. Those are the areas I'm watching. But right now, each time the market tries to sell off, there does seem to be some decent support stepping in underneath it. And if Bitcoin comes up and reclaims in here, you're probably looking at higher prices. And whether that's going to be a big breakout or continuation is uncertain right now. But it seems like the squeeze may not be done yet before we have any kind of retracement or pullback into setting a higher low, or obviously attacking the lows and going for new lows. So you're basically seeing, is today going to produce a reversal of yesterday's New York rally, or is it going to be more of a sideways consolidation or even pushing higher? I think that these areas will help you to determine that. Bitcoin looks like it's about to reclaim today's value area low, which would be a good start for bulls towards attacking this, pretty weak high up here. That should be pretty easy to touch off at 56.3. And I think that really breaking below here is the next clearest. So breaking below this line, below this level, is the next clearest indication that price is probably going to move down towards here or here. That hasn't happened yet. We're moving in the opposite direction, but that would be the one I'd be watching for a short side trade. In terms of the long side, I don't see a whole lot that really interests me, because on a higher time frame, it's just consolidating. And over here, we've had a nice bounce off the lows. We're up towards the bands. Bands are still wide apart. We can absolutely move to the higher band, 57.4, but I would expect that that will produce some chop. The next best long trade would be probably a few days away if Bitcoin is able to hold and consolidate at the bands and you see a push for a V reverse, but we don't. Very, very rare that we see a V reversal, so I'm not betting on that. So I don't really have a trade unless Bitcoin shows weakness. I think it needs to show weakness for me to have a trade. If it doesn't show weakness, I'll just be sitting and waiting to see what comes next. Obviously here, the range is too small on this, but if we reclaim this level here, I could see it moving to the other side of value. But that's 55.3 to 56. In the context of the range we've just had, it's too narrow. Meaning, taking that trade, accounting for fees, slippage, all of that, it's not really, trying to chase that kind of small move is not something that interests me. If Bitcoin does start, it started the downtrend, but if it confirms it with another break, that's when you can see bigger moves down. That's when you can see some of these longs that have built up through Monday into Tuesday. That's when you can see those unwind. And that's when you have a better, you have much better potential for a bigger move. Otherwise, I think we just wait, let more of this price action develop and see where we go from there. That's it. GM. See you later on the live stream, 4 p.m. UTC. Campus onboarding plus Ask Michael Live. GM.